unbroken. Such an adventurous journey to places far and near, up toward shining galaxies, to inward visions clear, from tops of highest mountains to depths of endless seas. So many forms from Maya's touch, parts of her ever-changing dream. Until you wake me from this dream, please be in this dream with me. Mother, father, child, friend, my dearest beloved, there are heroes and villains, there are sages and saints, there are singers and lovers, and there are artists with pains, there are parents and children, and very powerful kings, there are rich men and poor men who are beggars of many things, there are Bengal tigers and king cobras, grand elephants, such great oceans and fishes with deep secret haunts. There are mountains and valleys and great flying birds, and storm clouds and rainbows, and so many sounds to be heard. There is laughter and there are tears, there is hope and there are fears, there is courage and there is strength and there is sorrow. There are songs to be sung and so much work to be done, and prayers to be said for today and tomorrow. There's night and then there's day, as time keeps on slipping away, affecting both the old and young in this whole world spinning. There is shyness and boldness and warmth and coldness and unending compassion for all under the sun. Chapters in a life build up to a lifelong tale, through days and months and years, as long as time prevails. From thoughts and words and actions, life's tapestry is woven into patterns so very intricate, with artistry unbroken. Such an adventurous journey to places far and near, a
Om Asatu Ma Sadgamaya Tamashu Ma Jyotirgamaya Mriturma Amritangamaya Abir Maidhi Rudro Jatte Dakshinang Mukham Te Namang Pahi Nityam Te Namang Pahi Nityam Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality, and evermore shine in our hearts with your resplendent face. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So today our topic is the web we weave. The wave we weave is our karma, what we do. We create our bondage and we create our freedom. This is a very important subject to think over. As we read in the scriptures, the goal of life is freedom. And we are born here to enjoy freedom. But we all know that how we are caught into the trap of this so-called karma, which is pushing us, moving into the life's daily journey. Day and night we are doing karma, karma, karma. And after that karma we get exhausted, frustrated, lost, feel the burden of life. But is karma only for bringing burden and suffering? Or it can release us from bondage? So that is the idea we have to explore. Apparently, we are bound by karma. No one, Bhagavad Gita says, no one can stay for a second without karma. You are sitting, you are breathing, that's a karma. You are just looking vacantly something, mind is thinking something, that's also karma. You are actively engaged in something, that's a karma, of course. Karma is running and pushing us to more and more activity. But why? Why we are doing karma? Very simple formula. Why do we do karma? Because we do want something, that's why we do karma. What I want? My karma goes in that direction. So it is very cycle. Karma is performed because I want something. Why I want something? Because I feel inadequate. I am not full. I will be happy. I will be fulfilled if I can reach that goal. And to reach that goal, we try to explore certain methodology which we call karma. So this is the chakra, as it were. Evang pravartitam chakram. This is called a chakra. Chakra means the circle. Everyone is rotating in that. And we are forced to desire one thing. We desire because we are I want this, I want that, I want that. That's very natural because I have not that. So I want that. That's why I move towards that, and that brings me karma. But in that karma there are so much of troubles and turmoils, and that karma brings little happiness, little pleasure, little pain, and mostly pain. Our whole life is a product of our karma, and it makes us restless whole day, not to think the purpose of life, why we are here, why we are running for this so much activity, and where is the goal of it. The Bhagavad Gita says that jnana, knowledge, knowledge that we are who we are is the goal of life. In the Vedanta scripture it says knowledge means knowing who you are, that is the goal of life. And to know that I am infinite, I am full, I am to myself totally fulfilled, I don't need anything because I am infinite, I am birthless, deathless. That's a big ideal, but we are too far away from that. And I think that I am so incomplete, though it's theoretically that is so, but still we need things in our life. So what shall we do? That's why the very fundamental question came in the Arjuna's mind, they put to Krishna, that this, you are talking about the highest philosophy in the second chapter, that you are not the body, not the mind, you are infinite, you are absolute, you are birthless, deathless, all these things. And then again you are asking me, you, fight. It is a contradictory word, you are puzzling me. One sense you are saying you are beyond all this, so nothing to do, you are that. And now you are saying, do your duty, you are born as a warrior, so you will have to fight for justice, do the duties. All these are contradictory. And what to do now? There comes the question, yes, the goal is that absolute truth. We must have to reach that truth. That is the reality. But we are in a level far away from that. In our ignorance, I am thinking I as this one. Because I am this one, so I need to do something to get something, because limited object, limited personality wants limited things to get it, grab it, and that effort moves on into our life cycle. So the point, though the ideal is it is called two ideal. One is the extreme annihilation of all suffering is the goal of life. That's a negative side of it. No suffering in life, but we are in suffering. The goal of life is to go beyond all suffering. It's called Attantiko Dukkha Nivritti, cessation of all types of suffering, absolutely gone from my life. That is the goal. And this is a negative way, but positive way Vedanta says Paramananda Prapti, to attain that supreme joy, the supreme bliss, unabating bliss, and not leaving me, being established in that absolute blessedness and joy, unending. So this is the twin goal of life. And to reach that goal, we are now caught into the trap of karma. I thought that I am limited, and because of that, I am to do work, I am to achieve something, I am to achieve the goal of life, and we are all struggling for that. What is our goal? It is subjectively to be decided, but unconsciously or consciously, our goal is to get joy. We are moving to have peace, joy, happiness, but not of a temporary nature, but of a permanent nature. But can we reach there at one jump? No. That's why it said that, yes, we will have to do karma. Through the karma you go beyond karma. Karma leads you to bondage, but there is a way karma can be performed which leads to freedom also. Upanishad says that, Isha Upanishad says that, suppose you live for 100 years, as long as you live, you do your karma. You are responsible to perform some karma, and if you can do in a way that will not bind you, then you can enjoy the karma as freedom. Swami Vivekananda used very beautiful words, and he said that nobody can be altogether at rest. You may be resting outwardly, but you are active inwardly. A yogi is meditating, he is resting, but he is tremendously active inside. The mind is working in a higher rhythm of connection with the divine. Even we are sitting for meditation, we are sitting for just quiet thinking. But that's the thought is a work. So Swamiji says, nobody can be altogether at rest. 99% of mankind work like slaves. That is the problem. We work like slaves, and the result is misery. Working like a slave is a misery. It is all selfish work. I am to satisfy myself, my needs, and whatever I am doing for me, this petty I, that is bringing bondage, that is bringing suffering, that is bringing pain in life. Work through freedom. Here is the point. How can we do work? The same work done with freedom. Work through love. Work through love. Love and freedom, these are the two words, no? Key points. So work through love and work through freedom. But we do the work just opposite, like slaves. I am bound to do. I want to go to sleep, but I cannot. I have to do this duty. I am bound, I don't like this work, but I will have this job. It's like, it is a very natural thing that we always feel that way. But where is the way out then? Work with love, work with freedom. So there comes the philosophy of seeing the divine everywhere. There comes the philosophy of foundation of oneness, the Vedantic oneness of the foundation of all entity is the Satchidananda self. God is in everyone. Their highest philosophy comes at that point. That how can I love? And how can I keep my freedom? Love is very difficult to understand, Swamiji says. Love never comes until there is freedom. And he gives the example, there is no true love possible in the slave. And he says that if you buy a slave and tie him down in chain and make him work for you, he will work like a drudge, but there will be no love in him. So when we ourselves work for the things of the world as slaves, there can be no love in us, and our work is not true work. This is the point, the problem is here. We work under compulsion, under someone's dictate, as if I am bound to do that. But can we do the work, same work, with some spirit of love? I do it because I serve God. I am happy that I could serve. I am free and I feel that freedom. I give the example of the mother and the baby. Mother loves the baby. So she is busy whole day, maybe in the outside work, office, and comes back. And at the end, her health is not good, she is tired. But how joy she feels to serve the baby. Because there is some feeling of Atman in them, as Upanishad says. No one loves anyone because a husband or wife or a son or money or children or anything. But everyone loves only because we are seeing Atman, reflection of Atman. My reflection, I find myself. Wherever I find myself a little similarity, there I feel attached. I feel attracted. So the mother feels the oneness with the baby. That's why serving for mother is freedom and love. Love and freedom can work. This is the closest example in the world what we can get it. And holy people do that, Christ, Buddhas did that, that's a different thing. But in day-to-day life we find here is the connection. Every mother in the world, whether human, even animal world, look at that. When the baby is born, how the tender little bird is protecting the tiny baby bird, no? And how they are bringing food and serving and nurturing, not eating for themselves, first feeding the baby, no? Where comes this unselfishness? Where comes this freedom? And she finds that joy. That's why, but we do the same work. If it is someone's child and same mother, may work, but under condition. That's why we call under condition. Our love is under condition. My condition. I love you so long you fulfill my wish, not your condition. That's called unselfish love. And that unselfish love can be practiced in this way of karma. Because there is one entity in the whole world, and Vedanta teaches that is the Atman, it is God in everyone. Therefore, any action done, it goes to God and God only. So, if one can feel take this philosophy up and act in life, then the same karma which becomes a drudgery, which becomes a cause of pain and agonies, and that can be a slavery, but that can be transformed into freedom and joy. So, this is the switch we can do. We can change that. So, the philosophy comes here that we are now bound in our own network of karma because of our desires and things. It is nothing wrong, but it is I have created my net. I have created my bondage. I have created my fear and anxieties. But when I can redo it in this way to serve the whole humanity, starting from home and expanding everywhere, the spiritual values, that it is all the play of the divine is going on. I am only one of the playmate of that divine. And what I am doing is an opportunity for me to serve God in others. That's why the Ramakrishna mission, this Vedanta movement is going on with the philosophy of trying to think that Lord Shiva is in everyone. Jiva, we see the human, but is no human, inside is the Lord, He is taking the service. Dead body does not get any service. Dead body gets one service, put to the fire. But living body gets all the service. So, in every living being, then who is there? That is in the Upanishad says, who is behind all activities? How everyone sees, who is the power behind the seeing? It is the one divine power, the conscious entity behind all of us, and that is the propelling force, and that is the sustaining power of our existence, of our smile, of our even to feel suffering, feel joy. It is that consciousness is necessary, and that as God as consciousness is in everywhere, and my service in me is also same, in everyone is the same. So, to serve that God, one God, Lord, if that spirit comes, then this fear, the anxieties and the worries and the feeling of slavery can be conquered. So, life is to conquer. Life is to conquer, not to be slave, and slave cannot find joy. Slave's life is slave under compulsion, and we are really moving all through our life through this type of compulsive attitude. So, the karma, it brings, as we know, karma is bringing suffering every day. We understand how we do karma and how it is frictional, how it is bitter. We are all good friends, but let us put into work together, and then we see that how we are different, how we enjoy each other's company anymore. When put to work, then all our ego, all our understanding, misunderstanding will come in front, and then internal fight, external fight starts there. So, life is miserable because of that, and we cannot get out of the trap until we go to the state of nishkarma, a state beyond, that is the state of perfection. But we have to go through this stage. That's Gita says, nahi kaschit. The Gita suggests that na karmana manarambho, without starting your karma, doing any karma, you cannot reach the state of nishkarma, which is beyond all karma. Therefore, we have to start where we are. So we do work with sakama, we call, with our desire. We should have some goal to desire, but at the same time, with the desire, if it is not fulfilled, we weep and cry. But if it is given a direction that what I do, I serve God, no expectation. Here comes the no expectation. Result will come, but good or bad, whatever comes, I can keep myself unaffected. So this is this trick or secret, that this wave of karma, which I creates my destiny, I always say, is my destiny, my fate. But who have created my destiny? Why I am suffering? Well, I may blame you, that's a different thing, but why it is coming to me, not to others? Karma theory says it is my doing. If it is my doing, then I can undo it. I did it once this way, and I can undo this way. Here is the greatest hope and rationality beyond doing our karma to do in a perfect way. So, karma starts, it is nothing wrong that I am selfish, I want my fulfillment, my joy, my peace. Yes, that is the struggle. Why shall I think of others unless I am satisfied with myself? But this attempt to satisfy myself, this process continues and continues, and we find that it cannot be satiated. And most people who are very selfish, look at them, how they are more miserable. You find who are very happy, before eating the meal, if you can give to somebody and smile, he is the happiest person or she is the happiest person. Who takes for the fast and don't think of anybody in a family or in any society. That is a miserable society where everyone is thinking of me, 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 me. That is the best society where people want to think of others first. And this giving, there is a joy. As much joy is there in procuring for myself alone, its greater joy is there giving for others. We see the Holy Mother's life, that there is a famine came and that in famine people are emaciated almost to skeleton. And then Holy Mother's father is not a rich person, but she has a granary, some collected food items, and he started preparing khichdi, mixture of rice and dal and mixing and feeding people, whoever comes. But people are so hungry that they cannot stop for a moment to think what to eat. So they came and they are having the fodders for the cows, started eating the fodders. And people are telling, come here, here is the hot meal available. And they come here and say, they have no patience to even wait for that, so much hunger. And then when they started eating, it is just, they cannot supply the quantity as many people are coming. Then Holy Mother is a small girl taking 2 fans and both her hand and fanning those food to cool down so that the people can eat. See that here is a beautiful picture. A small girl, she should play and do other things. See the demonstration of karma, and mother did the karma whole life. If we look at her life, tremendous dedication, thinking for everyone and not for herself. Even in the middle of the night, she is working, 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 cleaning the road which leads to their devotee's path with pebbles, and she is removing those pebbles at the midnight. When asked, someone said, "Ma, why are you doing all this?" "Well, you know, I am become old, I don't get a good sleep, and so I am doing this." She didn't say that I am doing this for the devotees even, but her intention is that they will come, their feet will be pained by these pebbles. So unselfish, unselfish, unselfish. Mother never looked at herself. That's why Holy Mother is Holy Mother. Christ didn't see to himself. That's why Christ is Christ. In giving there is great joy, great peace and happiness. So selfish activity, we start there, nothing wrong, but you have to understand that can give joy, but there is no end. That joy cannot sustain me. It is so small amount of joy comes, and then you want to go more and more, grabbing more and more. But when that selfish person dies, all the assets, all the accumulated things remain here, bank, all the money remains in the bank, things remain in the vault. They say building, house, procurement of everything remains there. He or she goes alone and with frustration. But a person who have given whole life only to others and never looked back, there is fulfillment, inner treasure, treasure of joy and peace. Heart is full of joy, saturated with joy. Where does it come from? It comes from unselfishness. So this is the karma bringing freedom, karma bringing bondage. So this we have to learn how to transform this karma which we normally unconsciously do. We can take advantage of this karma itself, because we cannot stop karma, we cannot live for a moment without karma. So that let every karma can be a dedication and offering to the Lord. And every moment I feel joy that I have offered it to God, offered it to God. So this suggestion is a lifelong process. It says that this effort should continue, that this niyatang kuru karmatang, Gita suggests, therefore you get engaged in action all the time. But what type of action? Don't be lazy. Some people may say, "Oh, karma is so difficult, no? If I do karma, my selfishness comes and I get entangled, I get bound. Now let us give up our karma. Then I will meditate." Then it is a wrong step. If one goes for that, it will be a mess. He will be just a tamas person, a dull person, avoiding all the work, all the lazy and dull. Therefore, it is better to be engaged in karma. So long we have the breathing going on, we should engage in karma, and for that purpose, to be how to live in the life, we have to learn that and do the karma, offering it to the divine, offering it to the self who is in me. My beloved is everywhere. So that spirit says, and karma, and there is no type of karma. What is good? We may think that karma in the temple is good, karma in the church is good, in the holy places are good, and karma in day-to-day karma, this is inferior karma. There is no inferior or superior in the attitude if we rightly understand the karma theory. The story of that yogi, you remember that story, that there is a yogi, he was meditating under a tree and he is doing so much of yoga practice. So he got some power, yogic power has come. and he was sitting under the tree, and a crow was sitting in the top, in the branch, and crow dropping fell on the body of the yogi. Yogi got so angry. Yogi should not get angry, but yogi got angry, and he looked angrily to the bird. And as soon as he looked angrily, looking like that, the bird is burnt to ashes. So yogi became very satisfied. I am practicing yoga, so I have got some power now. My yoga practice is giving effect. So he went, but yogi afterwards, he has to go beg for food from door to door. She went to one house and knocked at the door and said, yogi said, "Oh, I am here, please give me some alms." The lady from inside said, "Sir, please wait, I am serving my husband. So I finish this and I will come to you." But yogi was waiting, and he said 5 minutes, 10 minutes, so little restless, getting angry. What? I am a great yogi and she is making me sit here for a longer time, detaining me. And as soon as that thought came into the mind of the yogi, the lady from inside, not seeing even, said, "Sir, it is not like you are burning the crow. I am doing service to my husband. After I finish, I will go to you." Then yogi got his consciousness back. I killed some crow sitting under the tree in meditation time, and how she knows that, being not seen, even I had no communication, even I have not seen her and she didn't see me, how could she predict that idea? Then when she became humbled and then waited, and when waiting, then the lady came and said, and then he wanted to bring food and all with love and adoration. Then he said, Mother, you please tell me, how do you know that I have killed or burnt a crow? It is not like you are burning your crow. Sir, please wait. I will serve you after serving my duty. Then he said, the lady said, I do not do any yoga, but I serve. I serve my duties in my proper way, proper attitude. This is the proper attitude. Husband is not husband. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says, Navaure pattu kamayo pati priyo bhavati. Husband, no one loves the husband because of husband. Atmanastu kamayo pati priyo bhavati. Husband becomes lovable because of Atman, the Satchidananda consciousness, that presence of that. Like the wife is not loved by the husband because of the wife, but because of the Atman. So she practiced that in daily life. It's not theoretical. This karma, how instead of creating a bondage and frustration, karma has created some liberation and freedom for the lady. And then she served, and then says, Mother, please teach me. You have gained so much wisdom, so teach me so that I can have that knowledge. Then he said, I have my duties, other duties, you please go. So to meet another gentleman who is a butcher. He thought, butcher, killing animal and selling meat, and he will be knowing that, give me Brahmajnana. Then the lady, she respected the lady so much, and then went to find that yogi, and found out that yogi who is selling meat and killing the animal and shaping and he went and found that she is so much blood around and she is bargaining and selling. It's an ordinary person. Then he said, Sir, I have come to learn from you. That lady stories told me, so I have come to you. They said, okay, you wait. And he did all this day-to-day business, even killing that animal and selling that meat and doing this business. And finishing that, he came back, and then he did her his daily rituals and practices, taken care of the father and mother who are ailing, old, and then he went in and then talked to him, and that he gave the instruction that is called the Gita, Hunter's Gita, Vyadhu Gita, the guy that who is a butcher, butcher Gita. That means the Gita advice given by that person, that butcher person, giving the highest wisdom. So the question here is that it is not the work we do, it is the attitude we do it. Spiritual life is to change our attitude. These lectures, talks are all useless. So it is only to understand how we can reach that freedom and that love. Goal of life is this. People have tried in many ways to find this, and the whole religion, world of religion is searching for this freedom and love. But away from life, no, being in life. Away from my duties, no, doing duty more perfectly. How can I do that? Unless I find that I am serving the divine. If I think that I am serving someone and he is taking advantage of me, then it becomes material. But at the same time, we should be practical. Does not mean that you should foolishly give someone an advantage, taking advantage of you. That is not the point. But to keep your own peace, you will have to practice something. People will not know outside. This is internal attitude. Sridharananda Swami's language, attitudinal correction. We have to correct our attitude. Little correction. We are here in the right path, but we have only to understand that this attitude is, I am not serving anyone, I am serving myself. Because we are all internally connected. One absolute Satchidananda ocean, ocean of consciousness and bliss. We are all different waves and ripples. We are made of the same constituent. But one is acting as a wave, strong wave, big wave, tsunami, another is ripple, another is bubble. But it is made of the same constituent element. So how to be in this life struggle, how to do our everyday duty, not going away, that is a no escape. That is why Gita's suggestion is very good, and the Ramakrishna mission stands for that. The boys and girls come here for meditation. No? When they come over meditation, they say, where is meditation? They are asking me to do this and do that and do that and do that, and where is? I don't get much time, I am tired. Yes, that is the attitudinal correction. To serve God with open eyes, to feel the presence of the divine in our life, and how to transform this painful life into a life of freedom. As you give the example, suppose you here we have Durga Puja, we have so many celebrations. When you say that someone you want to bring something for the Lord, how you become very enthusiastic about it. After your own things home, maybe you are very busy in your home, but you find joy, great joy. I am doing for the Lord today, especially. So if we can bring this attitude in our life from morning till evening, we do the same thing like a slave. But can we do the same work with this spiritual attitude? Everything is offering to God. Everything whatever I have done, it is offering to God, offering to God, offering to God. And if it is done that way, then love will generate, because I cannot do unless I see some similarity as we have discussed. But there is, though the costume are different, some is lovable costume, some are little angry costume, these are all, our emotions are different, but inside is the same reality, and I am serving that reality. So if that attitude is given, our everyday work becomes a spiritual practice. Like offering a flower in the temple, We can offer our adoration by giving a glass of water to someone. We can find tremendous joy in having that type of service. You know, Swami Akhandananda, Ramakrishna's disciple, he started an orphanage in the early days of this movement, Ramakrishna movement, when no other center has been started. In New York, Swamiji is starting a center here, Vivekananda starting a center here. But India, there is no such center formulated, excepting they have a place for meditation and spiritual practice. So he was going through a village in Murshidabad in Bengal, where there a famine broke through, and so many people are in utter distress and so many orphans. So this monk, Akhandananda, Vivekananda's brother monk, he saw their suffering. He was going for his own spiritual journey, but he seeing them, he started collecting them and serving them. And then the serving, it is not, we normally serve, we call orphanage home. So many orphanage homes in the world. Is it the same orphanage home? No. It is surprising, it is a special orphanage home. There is no other attendant, no other to take care. He is the person who takes care, who bathes them, who cooks for them, who feeds them. There are maybe 5, 6, 7 years small children, no? A few of them. He has no much money. He collects some fund from here and there, and he makes them bathe, clean them like a mother does, of taking care of these children. And when he is bathing them, he used to pour water on their head, chanting the mantra, what we do it in the puja time, worship time. On special puja days, we pour water and say we are bathing the Lord. Exactly he used to use this mantra. Sahasra Sirsha Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasrapat. The Lord who has millions of heads and millions of hands and millions of bodies, no? I am serving him and is putting the water on the head. It's a practical application of Vedanta. Life of joy, life of freedom. And that person is illumined, doing the work, same work. You can appoint, you can keep some orphanage boy, you have some money, you can collect some fund and appoint somebody, they will bathe the children. It is not bathing the children, but bathing God in the children. And that has been, when I read first, I didn't know that. I thought he started the orphanage. Yes, as the orphanage goes on, he is feeding them, doing that. But how profound is the philosophy and how profoundly it can be applied in life. They have no connection. These orphan boys have no connection. They are all Muslim boys in that thickly Muslim populated area. And he is a Hindu monk, Vedanta Brahma. No two, no Hindu, no Muslim, no caste, no distinction, nothing. It is Narayana, Sahasra Shisha Purusha. That Purusha who works in millions of heads, in millions of hands, and millions of ways he is working in the life, no? And I am offering, bathing that divine Lord in the form of the child, orphan child. Preparing food. All these centers of activity started like that. In the Himalayas, Swami Vivekananda inspired some of the monastics to start the center, and they used to go from Rishikesh down the point Konkhal to Rishikesh, so few miles journey. In the morning they will take a bag full of, say, soup or some material to prepare the ailing sadhus, ailing monks, no one to look after them. And here is the orphanage boys, here is the monks who are doing austerity spiritual practice in the Himalayas, but they have somebody is in fever, somebody is in health issues, nobody to take care of them. They have soiled their cloth, they are lying there in agony and pain. These sadhus are going there, cleaning their clothing and then giving them food, preparing their diet, and give some homeopathic medicine, and door to door, every day, this few miles going from morning, whole serving up to the Rishikesh and coming back again down to the, and this society didn't understand. They thought, what type of sadhus are they? Sadhus will be saying, I am Brahman, I am Atman, this, there is nothing in the world, all is gone. But these sadhus are different sadhus. They say these are Bhangi sadhus. Bhangi means they are sweeper swamis. They are called sweeper swamis, not American sweeper, but Indian sweeper. In those days, you see, the sweepers used to carry raw things in their head. No, there is no sophisticated system. These sadhus are doing the same job, but they are all Brahmajnani par excellence. What inspires us to think that we can also transform our all action in that direction and make ourselves really free from all bondage and make our journey move. And spiritual progress will happen more following this process of serving God in others. And that is the karma is to be transformed, which has created bondage that can be unearthed and to bring back to our divine pristine glory. So this is the chance we have, and human birth is a rare opportunity. We can all start from today in our home. Start from the home and the neighboring people, wherever we can do. But whatever you have to do, let us change this attitude that it is not for my little petty self, but my big self. I am here, I am everywhere. I may fail, in 100 times I will fail. Never mind failure, Swami Vivekananda said. We should have to follow this path to have freedom, because we are all engaged. We are not meditators, we are not yogis. We are not Vedanta principle day and night saying, I am Atman, I am Brahman. No, I have my job, I have my other things to do. So in this tremendous life struggle, we can find this freedom. So let us go on with this spirit. Thank you all.
We weave the fabric of our lives from all the things we've done. A multitude of colored threads in patterns continually spun. Each colors in the fabric of infinite design. A thread of love weaves through each part by which we're all entwined. A thread of love weaves through each part by which we're all entwined. Red and green, rich gold and amber, black and brown, white, gray and yellow, lavender, purple, pink and turquoise, scarlet, orange and blue. So mellow, oh so mellow. Each color's in the fabric of infinite design. A thread of love weaves through each part by which we're all entwined. A thread of love weaves through each part by which we're all
So next Sunday, our Swami Brahmananda will be speaking on the topic. You have any?
To set my sail.
To set my sail. That will be topic. Swami Brahmananda will be speaking next Sunday. And all the other things are in the routine. December 3rd, there will be Swami Trigunatitananda reading, live, no? The birthday. And gospel reading is on the 6th. That is also be done by Chit Brahmananda Swami. And December 11 is the Holy Mother Puja. 11 a.m. home of fire and 12:45 p.m. prasad. So please join in Holy Mother's birthday on December 11. And that's all. And we'll meet you after these greetings, so that if you have any question answer, we'll do it here now after this. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.
you sit here? Okay.
You ask a question?
I don't need a microphone.
Well, this so that people can hear, because we're online also. And his questions are very helpful, and people always go, what did they ask?
Okay. I'll wait then. Yeah, maybe more will come.
I think this, you can ask.
I can ask now? Okay.
You and me.
Okay. So then all life is service,
Yeah,
basically.
actually so.
Yeah.
Unconsciously we are doing that. Unconsciously we are doing that. And because of unconsciously doing, we are not aware of it. And then that's why my expectation is coming, my frustration is happening. But if I know that I have done for God, then the expectation will be whatever He gives, I am happy. Good or bad is His department. I served Him.
Letting go then.
So that their main thing is that we can enjoy the freedom. There is nothing wrong to expect what I wanted, but only the frustration which comes out of that, how can we avoid? Only one thing is this is the way. And these are examples that people following this type of thinking made themselves free. Freedom came in their life, joy came in their life. So it is an example side by, not the monk. I gave the two examples of the monks at the end, but we talked about the two householder people who are, one is serving the husband, ailing husband, another is doing the work of a butcher. Not a very honorable activity, and we don't respect this, the spiritual. But yes, with that they are getting to their end result is the same.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's always.
But difficult to practice. Yes, what is not difficult in life? We are difficult. Swami Brahmananda Maharaj used to say, it is easy to realize God rather than passing an examination. We have our school examination and others, no? Maharaj is to inspire others that it is much easier. But it's not so easy, but failures are there. But there is a joy in the struggle.
Yeah.
And there is no joy in other side. People are struggling whole life to gain little joy, they gain little praise from people, appreciation, thank you, but it does not mean anything.
Yeah, it wasn't really a question, but I knew more would come. Do you have anything? Hello. Do you have something?
No, so no, not necessary. We can sit and meditate.
Yeah. Enjoyed it. Heard you speak.
And leave it there. That will be much important if we can silently think on.
wondering what you think is
Little
the most.
louder, I
I'm
can
wondering
hear.
what you think is the most important part about ritual,
Ritual.
performing rituals and
Oh.
and adhering to rituals. And how do we think about that?
Rituals have actually ultimately no significance, but in the beginning stage there is much value of the rituals, because our mind is distracted in other things to bring it to God. So that's why we can direct our mind into that some process to some, like a gross example is like that. Is when we learn our alphabet, they teach us A for apple, sometimes give a apple. They say this is A, apple, apple. B, this is bat, B. But these are rituals. But what meaning we have now for A, apple and A, or bat and B? Nothing. But in learning process, they are assisting us to remember or recollect our future. But ultimately, the rituals drop. A spiritual person gets more absorbed in himself. No ritual, they just be absorbed in themselves. Ramakrishna started with the ritual, performing the worship with the puja, offering flower, chanting mantras, waving incense, candle, all the as every day the nurse, our nuns are doing, no? But a time came when absorption went. I am offering flower at his feet, and really he is no more in the outside, and really enter into his own heart, feel the presence there, and as if he is directly present, naturally the external ritual drops. But at the beginning it is helpful.
Maharaj, when can we say we're past the beginning where ritual is useful?
What did you say? What?
You said ritual is for the beginning. When can we say that we're past the beginning stage? So that
when
it's,
the beginning stage will pass.
yeah, when are we past ritual?
Oh, acha. So that is, we cannot say a beginning stage we have passed or is still there. It is not the point. Your own heart will automatically, as I say, beginning stage we need these rituals and drops. But when love grows, rituals drop off automatically. So when it will happen? When one gets more absorbed in the inside. So that absorption is the question. When it will come, in what stage of mind one is, how long it will take to cover up that a student learning in the alphabet, how quickly he learns to read the book. As soon as he reads the book, maybe it depends on the intelligence of the child, or past karma, past knowledge, or you will have to spend little longer, someone will have to little less. But only the sign will be it will drop automatically. As love grows more and more devotion enters into our heart, and then more absorption comes over there, external things drop off. And mind becomes absorbed in the divine more and more and more. That's the dhyanam to samadhi. Come here, sit. Sit in the front, there is a seat there and get your question.
I have a question, Maharaj. Like, when you come to the temple, you find that peace, calmness, but when you go out in the world, you're doing your daily duties, you're in the midst of your family activities, you lose that peace, your mind goes through ups and downs, what should we do? Should we just patiently wait and hope things improve, or it's just part of life?
Yeah. This place is peaceful because why, Why people come here for meditation, thinking of God, singing His glories, talking about God, meditation. So that creates the atmosphere. That's why anyone not knowing anything here just comes out of this and enters here, will find peace. So what has made it intense thought of God, not by one person, so many, and since the temple was inaugurated, now, so many years, nothing has been talked here, no mundane thing. So that has created that environment, no? So we will have to, at least not the entire home, you have a small shrine. And when you enter there, you are insulated as it were. You are entering into another zone. You may feel better spiritual connection into the small shrine room. So many houses, homes, devotees create a place for the altar, and that is the place apart from other. So you will feel a different, gradually practicing intensely, praying, bhajan, singing, doing that room will gather that energy. And in our life situation, when we go, there is atmosphere because that situation was not created there, that atmosphere was not created. So we will have to struggle, but repeating the holy name as or thinking that whatever I am doing, I may fail 100 times, I forget 100 times, but I am serving my beloved Lord in my wife, in my son, in my child, in my mother, in my father, wherever, whoever in the family. So you have to cultivate that. It is subjective development will happen. And when subjective development grows and grows more, then your presence will impact others. That will be later on. May you become a source of dynamo, you become a dynamo. You become a source of energy. Suppose if we go to a person who is very mean, going to that person, you will feel that some different feeling, no? You may not know much, but you can just go there and sit, you will feel some uncomfortable situation because of the mind. So mind catches those vibrations. Similarly, when you think of God more and more and more and more, your spiritual vibration will be there and others can catch that. That's why it is said how to recognize a holy man. There is no external sign that is to discriminate. No, this is a holy man because he has a something feature changed. No, he's the same old guy. Then our scriptures suggest that you go to that person and be around him, you feel elevated. Your mind will feel elevated. It is the level you normally live, just your mind is not there in a higher level. A little joy comes, pure joy, pure peace, little touch of peace. Depending on the strength of the other person, how strong that person is, and how you are also sensitive to that. Even Ramakrishna, when Ramakrishna is in Dakshineshwar, the people from Calcutta used to come to see Paramahansa. Some are so worldly. They come and sit in the room of Ramakrishna. All are eagerly listening what he is saying, how he is singing, how he is going to ecstasy. Others are saying, hey, how long? Let us go, let us go. And he cannot sit for long. He ultimately said, okay, you stay here, I am going out to have fresh air in the Ganga. That means even in presence of the Ramakrishna, they could not find, they are so worldly, mind is so engrossed into other things, he cannot release that. You have to relish a food, you have to create a taste. Spirituality, you have to create a taste for spirituality. Spiritual life, joyful life, peaceful life within, you have not developed, then merely this situation being given, people will not be able to grab that. We have to struggle our journey. That's why Ramakrishna said, occasionally to come for retreat, is to say, yeah, the householder life is so busy with so many complex situations. Occasionally, you should make an excuse to get out for a day, even not happy day, if you can do it in one weekend, away from all these things. So when we come out and enter into such different environment, we forget our old problems, old anxieties, old troubles. So to take advantage of that occasionally and do japa, meditation, prayer, all this. Okay? Thank you all. So we can meditate. Hello, John. You have anything to say? Thank you for being in the online. You are muted. You have to unmute. I cannot hear. Yes.
Thank you. That was a wonderful talk, and I loved your questions and answers.
Thank you. Yeah. So nice to see you.
Yes.
Okay.
Have a lovely day.
Somebody said have a lovely day.
Oh. Have a lovely day. Thank you.
Mhm.